Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for stopping by the channel. So for this video, we're going to be talking about premium watch winders. And yes, this isn't a topic I cover too much on my channel because I don't really utilize watch winders that much. But as my collection continues to grow, and this is probably true for you guys as well, if you just get more and more luxury pieces, sometimes you want a watch winder to match that level of premium materials when you're housing and storing your own personal watches. Now, if you've noticed for the backdrop of my studio, I've actually had just a fairly basic Wolf watch winder. These range between $100 to $200. It's a single winder, and it's okay. It has some basic functions to wind up your watch. But the actual winder we're featuring today is this Virtuoso Series 2 from Enigwatches. Now, I do want to thank Enigwatch for sending in this winder. It was free of charge for them to ship it to me, and I don't have to return it afterwards. But that being said, they did not influence my personal opinions for the content or making of this video. I just want to be totally transparent about this process. So let's flip perspectives now, and you guys can take a closer look at this luxury watch winder in the Virtuoso Series 2 line from Enigwatch. So I just wanted to quickly change perspectives to give you a more holistic overview of what comes with this Virtuoso Series 2 watchwinder package. Retail pricing for this guy is around 765 Canadian with free shipping. Sometimes these Virtuoso series go on sale, and you can also easily purchase ones that house a lot more watches that can creep up into the thousands of dollars. Of course, all of this will be linked in the description of this video if you want to check out the website later. Now, when you buy this entire Virtuoso Series 2 line, not only do you get the winder box itself, it comes with a very handy remote control that allows you to execute all of the functions on the LCD touchscreen remotely, which is actually a really cool feature. If you want some added security, they also supply a unique key that fits into the side door of the winder and will be a deterrent for theft. And then in addition to the telescopic watch holders that you have already installed, they come with some nice leather holders as well if you want to go with a more traditional route for mounting your watches and then putting them in the winder itself. Now let me just move around the watch winder so you can get a feel for the build quality. So taking a quick look at the back end, you do have a power on-off switch, a dedicated DC 5-volt input, and a charging cable. So this will only actually run on a dedicated power source. You can't use batteries or say like a USB charger with power delivery, unfortunately. But I mean, if you're going for a luxury level winder, I really do think you want a dedicated power source anyways. And then there's also a button here on the back for the rotation going clockwise or counterclockwise. Flipping to the side here, you can see the keyhole to lock the door on the watch winder itself. In terms of exterior materials, very nice finish here. This is actually an ebony wood veneer and then piano black finish on the periphery of the winder. And then moving back towards the front, you do have your glass panel here. In terms of actual dimensions, the actual length from here to here is around 13.8 inches. And then in terms of height, it's measured around 12.6 inches. And then in terms of the depth, moving back here, it's just shy of 12 inches. And the overall weight of the winder itself sits right just below 12 pounds or around 5.3 kilograms. So overall, very solid. They also claim that when you house watches in the enclosure here, it's extremely anti-magnetic, and it is nice to protect your watches from magnetic fields. So let's open it up, get the winder started, and talk about some of the other features that you have. I'm going to remove one of my gloves here just to tap on the touch screen. So when operating the touch screen here, You see you have a few different icons. You got the LED to actually turn on and off the interior light, which is a really cool feature, especially if you're running the winders in a darkly lit room. You have this line function button. At the line 0, it operates both of these winders the same way. Line 1 is only for the left. Line 2 is for the right winder. And then again, you can go back to 0. The TPD button here is actually turns per day. So you can go from multiple different options up to, I think, you can go up to 2,200 turns per day. And then you can actually change the direction from running clockwise, counterclockwise, or both ways. This is important depending on which automatic movement is housed inside your timepiece. So for example, some automatic movements like a Miyota or like a Valjoux chronograph series movement might only turn unidirectionally and will only actually wind up the movement in that direction. Turning it the other way will not actually help you achieve a longer power reserve at all. And then this one is obviously the turn on and off feature. So now you can see both watch winders are running. And these are said to house the Japanese Mabichi rotors, which are supposed to be extremely silent. They say it only runs at 10 decibels. I will say it's a lot quieter than the Wolf watchwinder. Anecdotally, you can still kind of hear them, but if you do actually close up this enclosure, then it's hard to hear. You might hear a very, very faint hum, but it is quite silent indeed. Now, since I have this watchwinder closed up, you can also utilize this key here just to insert and lock the door, and then you can walk away. And then again, if you actually wanted to operate this winder remotely, this remote control has all the same functions. So these numbered buttons here do correspond to the turns per day that we discussed earlier. You know, you got the play and pause function. You got the ability to pick the left, right with the line function here. And then again, you can operate the LED on the internal light here very easily. Now I did actually want to pull out one of my watches. This is my 39mm Explorer here, and show you the telescopic pillow that's on. It's actually quite innovative because it doesn't put a lot of pressure on the bracelet or strap of your watch, and it adjusts perfectly to conform to the length that you size the bracelet to. And you can actually see that this lower portion also slides around a little bit. If say you have like a thick buckle or something, it can accommodate it quite well. And then in order to pull it out and insert it, you just want to make sure that the tabs on either side go into the two circular tabs here. And then you hear a healthy click and it just goes into place. Now before wrapping up the video, I do want to mention some potential points for improvement. The one minor QC issue that I did encounter was the alignment of the hinge of this door and the actual closing mechanism. This top latch here doesn't seem perfectly aligned. It's a little low. You kind of have to like push it up just a little bit to get it to close properly. And I suspect that this winder might have had a bit of a rough courier shipment to my home, and maybe it got bounced around a bit. But once it is closed, it's actually extremely secure. That's just a minor quibble that I had. And then in their marketing materials, they do mention that these Japanese Mabichi rotors or motors inside the winder are supposed to be whisper quiet under 10 decibels. While it is a lot quieter than a lot of more affordable watchwinders I've had, there is still a very low noticeable hum. And I think if this was, like, for example, positioned right beside your nightstand where you're sleeping, you might still hear it a little bit. But again, the quality and the overall construction and materials of this winder are up there with a more premium watchwinder that I've experienced in the past. So at the end of the day, I think if you are looking for a watch winder that might match some more premium watches in your collection, then I would definitely take a look at the product line from Enigwatch. And I do really want to thank them for sending in this winder to be reviewed on my channel. But as always, I'd also love to hear your guys' feedback in the comment section of this video, and if you would consider picking one of these up in the future. Now, if you do enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It does help out a ton. And as always, I can't wait to catch you guys in the next video.